What if I told you that giving up on physical intimacy might be quietly stealing your health, your sleep, your memory, even your immune system? Because for millions of people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, sex, touch, and emotional closeness have slowly faded into the background, like a song you used to love but stopped hearing. Our culture often paints a picture where intimacy belongs only to the young, the smooth skin, the boundless energy. But science tells a different story. Studies consistently show that intimacy in older adults is linked to better cardiovascular health, sharper minds, deeper sleep, stronger immunity, and yes, potentially even a longer life. Yet beyond the science, there's something even more essential. The feeling of being held, the deep human need to be seen, desired, and loved, not despite your age, but because of the wisdom and beauty it brings. This isn't about trying to be 25 again, not despite your age, but because of the wonderful person you've become through all these years. So if you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered, is that part of my life just over? This message is for you, because the truth is, you haven't aged out of love. You haven't outgrown desire. And no matter how long it's been, you can begin again. Stick with me. We're going to explore 10 powerful ways physical intimacy after 60 can transform not just your relationships, but your health, happiness, and longevity. Before we start exploring simple ways to stay healthy and well, I'd be truly grateful if you could take a moment to like this video. That small gesture helps more people just like you discover these gentle, useful tips. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, whenever we share something new, you'll be the first to know, and we'd love to have you with us. Now let's dive in. 1. Your heart feels it first. It often starts subtly, maybe a little shortness of breath after bringing in the groceries, a slight flutter in your chest climbing the stairs, something Bob, my 70-year-old friend, mentioned just last week. You might brush it off. Just getting older, you think. But what if your heart is whispering something else? What if it's missing not just the right diet or exercise, but something deeply human? Intimacy, especially in our later chapters, is more than just affection. It's a kind of nourishment. When we share a loving touch, a warm embrace, think of Maggie, 68, just holding her husband's hand while watching TV, or the closeness of physical connection. Our heart responds. It's like a gentle signal. You're here, you're loved, you're safe. And blood pressure can ease, circulation might improve, inflammation can subtly retreat. It's as if your heart remembers how to relax. But when intimacy dwindles, when touch becomes rare, the body can remain subtly tense. Stress might linger longer. The heart quietly starts carrying a heavier load. Arteries might stiffen a bit more, the rhythm perhaps less steady. Over time, what we sometimes blame solely on age could partly be the cost of growing distant from what once made us feel profoundly alive. This isn't about performance. It's about presence, connection. Knowing someone truly sees you, holds you, cherishes you, not just for who you were, but for the incredible person you are right now. So if your heart feels weary, perhaps it's longing not just to beat, but to belong. 2. Your muscles and joints benefit too. We might not think about it this way, but movement is life. Every stretch for that jar on the top shelf, every step out of bed, every turn to hug a grandchild, it's your muscles and joints faithfully serving you. And like any part of us, they thrive on being used. What often gets overlooked is that physical intimacy, however gentle, is a natural, often joyful way to keep the body moving. It's not about running a marathon. It's the simple way your arms might wrap around someone, the way your body shifts, leaning into a hug, the gentle arch of your back, sharing a close moment. Think about Linda, 75, who loves dancing with her partner. Those movements keep her flexible. These actions, small as they seem, activate muscles, encourage joint mobility, and help maintain the balance and coordination that becomes so vital as we age. But when that kind of physical connection fades, the body can subtly forget. Muscles might weaken slightly, not from illness, but from simple disuse. Joints can feel stiffer. Movement might start feeling more like an effort. It's usually gradual, almost unnoticed, Until one day you realize you're taking the elevator more, skipping that walk, sitting a bit longer. The strength doesn't vanish overnight. It quietly recedes, and sometimes confidence in moving freely goes with it. But here's the good news. You don't need rigorous workouts to maintain strength. You need connection, a reason to reach out, a moment to move together, and the quiet power that comes from knowing your body is still capable of closeness, movement, and yes, joy. 3. Your brain can lose its sharpness without it. There's a quiet fog that can sometimes creep in with age, isn't there? Not just forgetting where you put the darn keys, we all do that, but maybe a feeling that your thoughts aren't quite as crisp, that the spark feels a little dimmer. Type 3 in the comments if you know what I mean by brain fog. Here's something rarely discussed. Physical intimacy can be powerful fuel for your brain. During moments of closeness, a loving touch, a long hug, or more intimate connection, your brain releases a wonderful cocktail of chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins. These aren't just feel-good hormones. They actively support memory, improve focus, ease anxiety, and can lift that low mood many older adults, like my friend Arthur, 79, quietly battle. Intimacy is, quite literally, a form of mental stimulation. It keeps your brain engaged, emotions balanced, and spirit grounded. But when intimacy fades, the brain notices. Thoughts might feel slower, motivation can dip, sleep might be less restorative, and everyday joys might not seem as bright. Anxiety can find more room, loneliness might linger. Your once sharp mind might feel quieter. It's not just emotional, it's neurological. The brain, like any muscle, needs stimulation. Puzzles and reading are great, but they don't quite replicate the full body, full mind engagement that intimacy brings. So if you've been feeling forgetful or foggy, don't just chalk it up to age. Sometimes it's your brain quietly missing that vital connection, longing for the reminder that it's still alive, needed, and capable of joy. 4. Emotional intimacy can start to fade. Somewhere along the journey, maybe without anyone intending it, love's expression can go quiet. You still share meals, manage the household, maybe sit side by side watching the evening news, like my neighbors Helen and Bill, married 45 years. But the closeness feels different, doesn't it? Often that missing piece is the emotional intimacy that physical connection helps nurture. Intimacy isn't just bodies touching, it's a silent language. It speaks of trust, tenderness, feeling truly seen. When that physical language fades, when kisses become quick pecks, when the bedroom falls silent, couples can start feeling more like respectful roommates than partners deeply connected, functioning together, but no longer truly reaching for each other. Over time, even the strongest bonds can feel a little hollow. Not because love is gone, but because the ways love is shown have diminished. Without regular physical reassurance, the warmth between you can cool. Conversations might become more about logistics than feelings. Eye contact might shorten. A subtle loneliness can creep in, not because you're physically alone, but because you feel emotionally unseen. For many older adults, this emotional distance hurts more than wrinkles or gray hair. We don't stop needing love. Sometimes we stop believing we're worthy of its physical expression. But emotional closeness doesn't vanish because of age. It fades when we stop actively nurturing it. And physical intimacy, no matter how gentle, has an incredible power to reignite that spark, reminding both partners, connection lives here. You are still worthy of being held, wanted, and deeply known. Give this video a like if you believe emotional connection is vital at any age. 5. Sleep becomes more of a struggle. You turn out the light, hoping for rest, but the mind keeps worrying. You toss, you turn, sighing as the clock ticks past midnight. Sound familiar? For many older adults, a truly restful night's sleep feels like a luxury from a bygone era. We blame aches, worries, maybe too much coffee. But there's a silent factor often overlooked: the absence of physical intimacy. After moments of sexual release, the body naturally produces prolactin, a hormone that promotes relaxation and eases you into deep, restorative sleep. Alongside this, oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone, floods the system, lowering stress and calming the nervous system. Together, they create a natural state of peace that medication often struggles to replicate. But when intimacy disappears, so can these calming chemical signals. The body might hold on to tension, the mind stays on alert, leaving you caught between exhaustion and restlessness. Think of Martha, 73, who shared her nightly struggles. Over time, this lack of deep sleep impacts everything: your energy, mood, memory, your ability to feel like you. You wake up feeling groggy, maybe a bit irritable. The joy of waking refreshed becomes rare. What's often missing isn't just sleep itself, but the profound sense of connection and safety that intimacy provides, signaling to your body, it's okay, you're cared for, you can let go now. So if sleep has become elusive, consider this. Sometimes the most natural sleep aid is profoundly human. Being touched, feeling loved, being close, and that remains possible at any age. 6. Self-esteem and confidence can quietly fade. There's a fading that doesn't show up on an X-ray, but you feel it deep inside. It's in hesitating to look too long in the mirror, maybe putting away those clothes that once made you feel great. It's that quiet, creeping belief, often unspoken. Maybe my desirable days are over. For many older adults, losing physical intimacy brings more than just silence. It brings a slow erosion of self-worth. When you're not touched, when no one reaches for you, when desire seems absent from your life, it's easy to start feeling, well, invisible. Not because you've drastically changed overnight, but because the world or your partner might have stopped reflecting your inherent attractiveness back to you. You might stop feeling vibrant, stop feeling truly seen, and that self-doubt can settle in. But here's the vital truth: physical intimacy reminds us we are vibrantly alive. Not just breathing, but living. When someone wants to hold you, kiss you, be close, not from obligation, but from genuine desire, it sends a powerful message. You matter. You are still attractive. You are still wanted. Share a 6 in the comments if this point about self-esteem touches a chord. That message, whether from a loving partner or even from reconnecting with your own body's capacity for pleasure and comfort, can shift everything. Your smile might return naturally. Your posture might straighten unconsciously. You walk through the world with a renewed sense of quiet dignity, because intimacy isn't about youth, it's about aliveness. And that, my friends, is timeless. 7. Your immune system may weaken. As we age, we wisely pay more attention to protecting ourselves: vitamins, flu shots, staying warm in winter. Maybe like David, 71, you take a daily walk. But there's another powerful defense system often completely overlooked: intimacy. Believe it or not, physical closeness, especially sexual intimacy, doesn't just warm the heart. It can literally strengthen your body's defenses. During moments of connection, your body often increases the production of immunoglobulin A, IgA. Think of IgA as a crucial frontline defender against common colds, respiratory issues, and other bugs that can hit older adults harder. Its levels tend to be higher when we feel connected and loved, potentially lower when isolated. And there's more. Regular intimacy can help regulate hormones, lower chronic inflammation, and support cellular repair, all vital for a balanced, alert immune system. When physical touch and desire fade, this protective boost can diminish. The effects might creep in slowly, catching colds more easily, feeling generally run down, taking longer to bounce back from minor things. You might not connect it to intimacy, but your body feels the absence of that healing signal that closeness provides. It doesn't require athletic passion. Even simple acts, holding hands, sharing warmth, feeling emotionally safe and connected, can contribute to strengthening your body from the inside out. Real protection doesn't always come in a pill bottle. Sometimes it comes from being held. 8. Stress and anxiety levels can rise. Stress doesn't always arrive like a thunderclap. Sometimes it seeps in quietly through tense shoulders, restless nights, nagging headaches, or just a heavy feeling you can't quite shake. We reach for coping mechanisms, deep breaths, distractions, maybe medication. But there's a powerful natural stress reliever too often left unspoken. Intimacy, physical connection, a soft touch, a shared hug, deeper closeness, acts like your body's built-in calming system. During intimate moments, your brain releases that soothing blend of hormones: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. What do? They help lower cortisol, the stress hormone, relax your nervous system, and bring a sense of peace that's hard to manufacture otherwise. It's why people often sleep better, feel lighter, and handle daily frustrations more gracefully after being close. But when intimacy fades, that natural regulation can go offline. The body might hold on to tension more readily. The mind might race more at night. Small worries can feel magnified. Without that regular emotional anchor, you might feel more irritable, anxious, or isolated, sometimes without pinpointing why. Type 8. If the idea of intimacy as a natural stress reducer makes sense to you. While aging brings its own set of worries, the absence of connection can amplify them. You start feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world alone. But the beauty is, this is often reversible. Intimacy, even in its gentlest forms, can be a sanctuary, a soft place to land, a signal to your body that it's okay to exhale, that you are not alone. Sometimes healing comes not in silence, but in closeness. 9. Relationships can become more fragile. You don't always see the exact moment it happens. One day you're sharing everything: dreams, memories, those silly inside jokes. Then gradually conversations might shorten. The shared spark feels dimmer. You still share a roof, maybe even a bed, but something vital feels missing. When physical intimacy slips away, it leaves more than a quiet bedroom. It can leave a quiet ache, a growing distance. Over time, even couples deeply bonded for decades, like perhaps our imagined Helen and Bill, can begin to drift. Not because love vanished, but because the expressions of love faded. Those small gestures, a touch on the arm passing in the hallway, a lingering kiss goodnight, a spontaneous hug, these are the threads weaving emotional closeness. Without them, even a long-term relationship can start feeling more like a functional partnership than a vibrant, living union. Sex, in its broader sense of physical connection and vulnerability, is often playful, tender, a space where defenses lower and two people truly see each other again. It keeps laughter alive, softness in your interactions, warmth in your gaze. When that fades, the emotional glue holding things together can weaken. Many couples assume this is just inevitable. We're older now, they might say. But age doesn't erase our fundamental human need to feel chosen, cherished, desired. In fact, the longer you've journeyed together, the more precious that reaffirmed bond becomes. Relationships aren't sustained by time alone. They are sustained by ongoing intimacy, by showing up for each other again and again, physically and emotionally. So, if things feel distant, maybe it's not about falling out of love. Maybe it's simply time to find your way back through touch, closeness, and reaching out. Hit that like button one more time if you agree strong relationships need nurturing. 10. The body can forget how. Use it or lose it. Our bodies are incredibly wise. They adapt. They remember what we do regularly and slowly let go of functions we no longer use. Just like muscles can atrophy without movement, or balance can fade if we stop challenging it, our sexual responsiveness is also influenced by use, familiarity, and gentle repetition. But when intimacy disappears for an extended period, the body can quietly begin to forget. For men, this might manifest as slower arousal, reduced sensation, or increased difficulty maintaining an erection. For women, it could mean increased vaginal dryness, discomfort, or a loss of natural elasticity, potentially making intimacy feel less like connection and more like a challenge. These changes usually happen gradually, often unnoticed at first, until closeness feels awkward or even physically unwelcome. And here's the difficult truth. The longer the pause, sometimes the harder it feels to return. Not because your body is fundamentally broken, but because it hasn't been receiving the signals it needs to stay responsive and ready. But just as the body can forget, it can often relearn. With patience, tenderness, and open communication, both with yourself and a partner, if you have one, gentle touch and slow rediscovery can begin to reawaken things. You don't need to chase youth or perform. What's needed is permission. Permission to feel, explore, and reconnect, not just with another person, but with your own body's capacity for comfort and pleasure. Because you are still here, still capable of closeness, still deserving of comfort, pleasure, and love. It's never too late to gently remind your body what it was designed to remember. How to feel good, how to feel loved, how to feel alive, what you can do, starting today. No matter your age, your history, or how long it's been, you can begin again. It doesn't require grand gestures. The first step, talk. Honest, open-hearted conversation with your partner can be profoundly intimate. Share your feelings, voice your longings, talk about what's changed, what you miss, what you hope for. Sometimes simply being heard starts the healing. Start small. Gentle touch is powerful. Holding hands while walking, resting a head on a shoulder during a movie, a lingering hug goodbye. These small moments rebuild the foundation for deeper closeness, reminding your body and heart what connection feels like. Address physical challenges. If physical issues arise like dryness, low libido, erectile difficulties, common changes, please know it's okay. There is no shame. Talk to your doctor. Today's options are often safe, effective, and tailored for older adults. You are far from alone in this. If you're single, your path to intimacy starts with you. Reconnecting with your own body, honoring its needs, exploring what brings you comfort, peace, even simple joy. This awakens vitality and confidence. Self-connection isn't a consolation prize. It's the foundation. Which of these steps feels most approachable for you right now? Type T for talk, S for start small, M for medical help, or C for self-connection in the comments. Here's the plain truth. You are not past your prime. You are not too old. You are simply ready for a different kind of closeness. Perhaps one rooted in wisdom and truth, not just youthful fire. This isn't about going backward. It's about rediscovering who you are now and allowing yourself the grace to feel fully alive again. The right time to begin is always today. If this message touched something in you, please consider sharing just one word, hope, in the comments below. For your own journey or for someone else who might read it, your voice matters. As we grow older, society sometimes whispers for us to shrink, to accept less connection, less intimacy, less life. But what if aging isn't about fading, but about deepening? What if this chapter is the beginning of the most honest, tender, and meaningful connection yet? You don't need to turn back the clock. You only need to remember you are still here, still worthy of touch, still capable of love, still wonderfully, undeniably alive. Because intimacy at its core is about being fully present, fully seen, fully felt. And that is absolutely timeless. Tonight, perhaps, in a quiet moment, gently ask yourself, what part of me have I let lie dormant that's quietly waiting to reawaken? If you hear even the faintest whisper in reply, follow it. It's never too late to come home to yourself. If this conversation resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and be sure to subscribe to Elderly Stories for more heartfelt conversations about aging well. And we truly would love to hear from you. Leave that comment with the word hope if you believe it's never too late to reconnect with your body, your heart, or your own beautiful story. Your voice might be the encouragement someone else needs today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to keep growing. Until next time.